Hey, does this suit make me look fat?
No, no, no. Your face does.
All right, guys. So we've made it to the campsite. I was hoping to get a campsite by the river, but unfortunately this time of year the roads are still closed. Wasn't expecting that, but you know, we adapt. So this will be our humble abode tonight. So what are we doing? This is just an overnighter. Gonna test out some winter gear. I'm gonna try and see if I can sleep warm and comfortably in a hammock. Because I like to go back, you know, once my shoulder's healed and I could carry a pack on my shoulder again, I want to hit the Appalachian Trail, you know, do some overnights, do some hiking, do some stuff like that. But I don't want to take a tent. Last time when I went on the Appalachian Trail, I did take a tent with me, and it was just weighed me down, cumbersome. I mean, it took me an hour to set up, took me an hour to take down. It was just, you know, just got in the way. So I'm gonna see if I can make it through tonight in a hammock. It's about 50, 55 degrees right now, maybe a little higher. The low tonight, it's supposed to get down to like 37 tonight. So not, you know, not too cold, but I don't do very good in cold weather. Like my hands and my feet get really numb and very painful in cold weather. So this is about as cold as I'm going to deal with. If it gets any colder than this, unfortunately, I'm just not gonna go out. So let's start unpacking. Like I said, you know, I showed you guys earlier what all I've got in here.
Flashback.
So here's a little overview of what I'm taking tonight. We've got 2 canteens, because you can never have enough water. I've got a couple of these little battery packs, keep my cell phone charged. Don't really have any other electronics with me this time. I've got a headlamp, flashlight, folding saw, Leatherman. Can't, you know, just in case. I got my long spoon for my meal for the night. I've got my cook kit to help me cook it. So I've got a little white fuel titanium cup here. I've got your basic first aid kit. This has got some band-aids, a couple little things in there. I got a book to read. Right now I'm on the Jack Reacher series right now. So then for later on, just in case it gets too cold, I've got this little head cover thing. I've got some rope, of course, to set up my 2 tarps. I've got one with some reflectivity on it and just a regular standard tarp. I've got my hammock. I've got my hammock hooks thingies. Don't really need those, but I got a deal on the hammock and the hooks together. So dinner tonight, it's gonna be chili Mountain House Adventure chili mac with beef. We'll see how good that is. For breakfast tomorrow morning, I'm just gonna have a couple packs of strawberries and cream oatmeal. Of course, there's Bic lighter, ever important. So for sleep system though, I've got a Thermarest inflatable that's gonna fit inside the hammock. I've got a little Field & Stream camp pillow, and I've got my Big Agnes 15 degree anvil horn 15 degree sleeping bag. Also got a towel just in case. So this is what I'm taking with me tonight. Everything is going to fit inside of this pack. This is the Paradis operator pack. So that's everything. I'm gonna go stuff it in here. I'm gonna compress the sleeping bag down, stuff everything in here, and then I guess I'll see you outside.
End of flashback.
Hopefully these 2 trees will be, I think those, got some other options. I'm gonna See if I can't get the hammock between these two trees first. I know it's a pretty big space, but all the other trees are either too far away or too close together. So we're gonna try and make this work.
Not this time.
And around we go. There we go. Ooh, no, I think this is gonna work. It's because I got that. And then the hammock's gonna go, this is gonna be close. You can see.
Just when I think you've said the stupidest thing ever, you keep talking.
Around the tree. Caught it that time. I mean, if these don't work, I can always use some toe straps. But yeah, beginning to think I'm gonna need them. Plan B, next tree over. Alrighty then. So, that's what makes these cool. Is they have loops in them, variable. I mean, you can always just use some rope. Before I got a deal on these things, I used toe straps. So. Let's see how we did. Yep, I think we can go a little tighter. Try that. Now let's give her a shot. There we go. Much gooder. Much gooder, better. All right. Like all camping gear, it's compressible. So, it's crazy how big this pillow gets, actually.
That's what she said.
Here we go. There. I'll just stuff the bags in there too so I don't lose them and so they don't get tangled up. This here, like I said, this is the Big Agnes anvil horn, 15 degrees. So this is I took this with me when I went on the Appalachian Trail. It saved my butt on many occasions, many cold nights in this thing. So. Let's let that fluff up while we inflate the mattress. Put our rest in here. Let's put the pillow up here on this end. All right, so we'll let all that fluff up. So this isn't a survival video. Like I said, this is just to test out some gear. So I'm using one of these. I'm gonna throw some wood on top of that. And then I know camera light, everything else, you know, it's getting kind of dim. I'm gonna turn the light on. Maybe that'll help. It's the first time we're learning the sleeping system, learning how to film in the dark. So I've got a light. Let's see if it helps. You might have seen this in a previous video, my little Ryobi power pack with its standard socket. The little, I don't want to shine it directly at the camera, but you know, the little LED light, you know, it should work pretty good. Just gotta figure out a place to put it. Okay, so mistakes were made. I got here too late, ran out of daylight. I hope you guys can see me. If not, we'll, yeah, I guess this video will just be a bust. So, but I've got the thermarest pad in the bottom of the hammock, and that's going to be not only cushioned, but it's supposed to be an insulative layer to keep all the heat from, you know, dissipating out from underneath me in the hammock. And then I've got the big, you know, the big Agnes sleeping bag. I'm also going to put this reflective tarp above the hammock, even though it's not going to rain tonight. But hopefully this will reflect heat back down on top of me. So got the thermarest keeping the heat in, and this reflecting heat down. I should be baking like a potato. I'll try and film it. You know, at this point, all I can do is hit record and cross fingers, toes, and everything else. All right. So, the idea here is to actually go corner to corner above the hammock. This is going to be big enough. Huh. Okay, so it's going to look like that, only above here. I'm an idiot. I didn't bring tent stakes to, you know, the whole idea is make a diamond above the hammock. But live and learn. I also now know that this is not going to work in the rain anyways, because it's too short. I need a bigger tarp. I did bring a bigger tarp just in case, but like I said, clear skies. I don't think that's going to happen. So let's get this tied up.
Much later.
Like I said, this is the genius plan. We got the thermarest, we got the sleeping blanket, we got the reflective side down. As you can see, if it rains, I'm gonna get wet. I'll probably just jump in the car and go home. But hopefully this will keep me nice and toasty tonight. If not, I'll just grab some blankets and bundle up best I can. And if all else fails, I'll just get in the car and go home. It's the beauty of this, you know, whole setup. Cool. It is now 7:02. I think it's time to grab a drink, smoke a cigar, sit by a fire. What do you think? Well, hey guys, we've established that I'm not smart, and I don't have a clue what I'm doing with these videos. I'm literally learning by doing it wrong. So there's no sound, and I don't remember what I'm talking about. Probably talking some conspiracy theory that I found on the internet, or sharing my favorite recipe for meatloaf. I don't know. I have no clue. So I figured I'd tell you guys a little campfire story. As I mentioned in my other Camping Goes Bad video, in October of last year I was on the Appalachian Trail, and there was nobody else on the trail because of like hurricane storms blowing through Georgia. But when I got to the shelter, there was nobody else there, and I go into more detail there, but let's just say if a normal person had come upon that, they would have left. So naturally, I stayed. I set up camp. The evening actually was pretty uneventful. A lot of wind, and that's about it. Drank my coffee, had my cigar, listened to some music, and eventually went to bed. So the next morning, that's what I want to talk to you guys about. So I get up probably around 7:30ish. Start packing away camp. I got my water boiling for some coffee, and I'm literally just waiting for the water to boil, gonna drink my coffee and head back to the car. And so I get up, get my coffee, and I'm standing there in the shelter, which faces out towards the trail. So as you're walking, across the trail, if you look to your left or your right, depending on which way you're headed, you'll see the shelter. It's about 100, maybe 200 yards away from the trail. So I grab my coffee, take a sip, and I look up, and lo and behold, I see a jet black silhouette. It looks tall to me. I don't really have a way of judging scale, and it's just jet black. There's no detail on this thing whatsoever, and I literally said out loud, "You have got to be effing kidding." Because ever since I was a little kid, I've loved Bigfoot. Harry and Henderson's. I've watched every documentary. If it was Bigfoot and it was on TV, I was watching it. I've read every Bigfoot book that I could get my hands on. A disclaimer: I don't actually believe that they're real. I wish they were. Well, part of me wishes they were. The part of me that goes camping in shelters on top of mountains that look like we're abandoned in a hurry, that part of me does not want Bigfoot to be real. So for about half a minute, I watched this thing go down the trail, and I couldn't make out any detail. It was solid black. And the only other thing I'm thinking in my head is that's got to be a person. I think I can see a sharp edge of a jacket. And the last thing going through my mind is, that's the way I've got to go to get to my car. So I definitely took my time sipping that coffee. Mustered up my courage, got back on the trail, and I was checking everything. Like, I was looking for footprints. I'd gone past, it wasn't really fear was kicking in, because like I said, I don't really believe Bigfoot is real. So, but I was looking for footprints. I was checking it out. And after a couple minutes, I come around a corner, and there's a guy who's taking a little quick break. He's got his backpack off. He's got it placed up on a rock, and it looks like he's just rearranging some stuff. And so I said hello, and he literally almost jumped out of his boots. Apparently he wasn't expecting me there. He didn't see me in the shelter, I guess. Because like I said, the shelter is about 200 yards away. So if he was just full focused on the trail, he wouldn't have looked in my direction. But we both had a quick laugh, and I even joked about how I saw him walking down the trail and thought he was Bigfoot. So the rest of the day was pretty uneventful. Saw a lot of people. There are way more people now that the storms had passed on the trail. So, but eventually made it in my car and just found my way home. Unfortunately for this video though, the next morning the camera and microphones were both dead, so I had to switch to my GoPro, and it doesn't pick up audio very well, so I'll apologize for the rest of the video.
The next day.
Hope you can hear me. No, the camera died. But as you can see, here is the sleep system after being worn in for night. I didn't have any tent stakes, so I just had to use some rocks and rope. So yeah, I'm alive. It worked. Actually, it was pretty toasty. There was a problem with the wind. And the wind would, early this morning, the wind kicked up and would come in here. Kind of get funneled through here, but even then, I stayed pretty warm all night. I might have even been able to strip down some layers. But like I said, I'm still recovering from rotator cuff surgery, so that kept me awake more than being cold. But there it is in the daylight. I got water heating up for some coffee. As soon as that's heated up, I'm going to put water on. Going to make some oatmeal for breakfast. Smoke a cigar. And head on home. One thing I've learned, you have to be careful with these metal coffee cups, especially when you use them to heat the water and then drink out of them. It's hot. Let the metal cool down a little bit first. Good. I got the water boiling. I'm either going to make another pot of coffee or some oatmeal. In the meantime, I got like 3 minutes before church starts online, so